But anyway, I'm gonna semi-spoil bits.
That's fine.
So to the ones who know, episode 1, 11 minutes in, the fuck, the boys are back in town. That really, I think, set the after a little break from the boys, we very quickly got reminded what the boys fucking is. I'm gonna say it because I mean it's Horry's own fault if it gets a little bit spoiled for him. We meet Termite, who is very similar to Ant-Man, except he doesn't need a suit to do it.
So he's bad.
And he does a line of cocaine, shrinks down, climbs into his boyfriend's penis, starts walking down his boyfriend's penis on the inside and like stroking the walls of that. And then he sneezes and rapidly expands back to regular size, ripping his boyfriend in half.
Ow.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's kind of, like I said, that's 10 minutes into the first episode.
That's not what I expected.
Bro, I'm telling you, you're not ready. And then I believe episode 2 was Homelander's birthday. So he went to see his half-dead Nazi girlfriend, who's there, burnt to a crisp, missing an arm and a leg, on her deathbed, and she jacks him off to make him feel better. The best bit is Horry probably thinks I'm messing with him right now.
I know you're not. And I know the boys was like fucking
so
wild.
Yeah, no. So I don't know a lot about the boys' comics stuff. As I've already said, I've got a lot of comics to read and don't know if I can squeeze the boys into it. But by the sounds of it, episode 6 and potentially onwards is adapting a story arc called Herogasm.
Sounds like a great weekend.
Which, by the sounds of it, is the most outrageous and ridiculous story they did. Okay. And people never thought they'd be able to do it because they wouldn't be allowed to do it.
Oh, God. Amazon don't care.
The fact that it's been done, people are slightly worried that it's not going to be done faithfully because they've been told to take this and take that out. Or people are not fucking ready for this to be done. But as with, I think the best way I can put it is, so you know in Moon Knight episode 1 to 3, end of 3, like we're going one way and then we get like a sharp right hand turn. What they've kind of done with the boys is 1, 2, and 3. It kind of catches us up on what's been going on since we left. We get a vibe of where everything's at. And then towards the end of episode 3, they're like, okay, this is the moment where stuff's going to change slightly, and that's going to give us our main story point for the season. Which I think is really good. I'm very much looking forward to it. Episodes 1, 2, and 3 did not disappoint. I watched them back to back to back. It resulted in me not streaming on the Friday because I was going to watch them. I loved every second of it. I'm so glad it's back. New episode of it tomorrow. Can't wait to watch it. And Horry will be caught up so that we can discuss episode 4 together next week. Peer pressure.
I'm not agreeing to anything. I'd like the record boost showing that I did not agree to anything, so I can't be held to anything.
I'm going to need someone else to edit this week's episode. But it is amazing. And if I continue to enjoy the boys this much, I'm probably going to cave and buy at least some of the comics. What I'm really struggling with right now is not doing any research on the Herogasm story because I don't want it to be spoiled. But at the same time, I kind of want to know what I'm in for because I've been trying to convince my girlfriend to watch this show, and as I've told you, she's not great with squirmish stuff. Season 1 and 2 is bad, but it's not like outrageous at times. It's enough where you can just kind of look away for a second and you're good to go back. And I was like, you could probably get through it, honestly, like maybe give it a go. And now I think after episodes 1, 2, and 3, I might just have to say to her, don't worry. Just if you do decide to watch it, just don't start season 3. You won't be able to handle it.
I'm guessing Has she not watched Stranger Things then?
No. Although she
Oh.
said she might be interested in trying that.
I would say this season has been the creepiest and the worst, though.
I'm going to go out on a limb right now and say I don't know of anything ever done, even on streaming platforms, that is as gory and as outrageous as The Boys.
I
Doesn't
can
mean it
believe
doesn't
that.
exist, but I can't. If I watch Stranger Things and I'm like, you know what, if she can get through this, she'll be able to get through The Boys. Fair enough, but it's still definitely going to be like a step up with some of the shit they've done.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I loved it. If you like, don't get me wrong, The Boys is a very specific kind of superhero show. It is not for your standard MCU goers.
No.
But if you do like some of the darker, more ridiculous stuff, definitely worth a go. I mean, it's just a big old parody, but like done well, if that's a thing. I know part of the allure of parodies is they're done badly.
Do you know what it reminds me of?
Like a modern parody.
You watch Corridor Digital stuff, don't you?
Who?
The Corridor Digital, the YouTubers. The ones that have done like all the game skit video. You should know them.
Horry, you've got to remember I was very late to the interwebs.
Yeah, but they do nerdy stuff. They do like short skit films and stuff.
I saw your Stormtroopers, but they're accurate one that you linked the other day.
Yeah, so they've done a few like that where they like something but R-rated. And they have done an MCU R-rated, and they do like the scenes when Captain America's like throwing the disc and it just cuts someone in half. And they had like gore and stuff. The Boys basically feels like their ideas, but actually done by a full-on studio.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, I think the reason it works so well is the stories are really well thought out at the same time.
Yeah.
So,
but it definitely,
because the stories are really well thought out, you can kind of. We've got to the point with superhero culture where every character you could say is just another character done slightly differently.
Mm-hmm.
So because of that, the Boys just came in and went, "We're not even going to fucking pretend it's not." And they've done their versions of these characters. Yeah, they are still done slightly differently, but you know who the fucking character's inspired by.
Yeah.
And then they've gone, and what if they were massive assholes as well?
And what if there was no regard to if someone explodes into blood?
Exactly. I'm really glad that Amazon kind of went,
sure, let's do this.
Yeah, let's do it. I know season 1 they were a lot stricter with them. A lot stricter.
Well, yeah.
Then they saw the outrageous success of it, and they gave them a little bit more room in season 2.
Mm-hmm.
So in season 2, they did something they wanted to do in season 1, but weren't allowed to do. So then they squeezed it into season 2. And then that was again an outrageous success. So they've given them a bit more room. By season 10, it's literally just going to be an episode of people getting chopped up.
Do you know what it is? Amazon's just going to keep giving them a bit more leeway till they cross the line that the public don't like. And then the backlash, and then that's it. It'll be stopped. Amazon will go, you found your line.
But how often have we seen with the internet that when something gets backlash for being really outrageous, but it's been doing it for ages, what you get is then a whole new group of people who never even knew about it go, wait, this is outrageous. It's always been outrageous. And now you guys hate it. That means I have to love it. So I reckon it would actually give it even more success. The best way for the Boys to get even bigger is play it live in a church. Give it that Grand Theft Auto 2000s treatment, where Grand Theft Auto devs always wanted it in the news so that people wanted to play it.
The Boys accidentally shown at League of Super Pets screening.
Yes, exactly.
Bunch of 10-year-old kids just see some guy's dick explode.
Yep. But here's the thing. Here's the most outrageous thing. I knew what was going to happen when that scene started, but I expected him to go up the guy's arse, not down the guy's penis. That is genuinely the only bit that threw me off.
Yeah, I mean...
So the guy's done a bump of cocaine, he's shrunk down, he's like, right, take your trousers off. The guy takes his trousers off, and I'm waiting for him to turn around and bend over, and he doesn't. And I'm like, wait, what's going on? And then I realised...
No.
And yeah, and then I realised I'm like, oh no.
This could go so very wrong.
Oh, I knew exactly what was going to go wrong because it's just that kind of show.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. If you've been on the fence about The Boys, I could not give it a higher recommendation. And I mean, if you're still watching after like an hour of this episode and 20 other episodes, you've got to give my opinion at least a little bit of validity. Or are you just here for Hori's voice, you horny fuckers?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Anyway,